Hey, what's going on, Guardians? My name is the Black Link, and yesterday, Season of the Chosen officially went live, and along with it, we got a bunch of brand new stuff in the world of Destiny 2, including a new set of story missions, the return of the Sepix Prime Strike, and the all-new 3-player match-made activity, Battlegrounds. Now, a lot of this stuff that we were introduced to yesterday was fairly self-explanatory, but alongside the Battlegrounds activity in particular, we received a new ritual artifact titled the Hammer of Proving, which is going to prove to be really important when it comes to your future grind towards loot. And so, we're putting together a quick guide to explain how to use the Hammer of Proving, how you'll be upgrading it, and the effects it will be having on your loot. Now, let's go ahead and dive on in. You'll get the Hammer of Proving as a part of the introductory quest for Season 13. So go through that, it's going to take you through the initial round of Battlegrounds, which is the new 3-man match-made activity. This is a 2-part game mode that'll basically either spawn you on Nessus or Europa, tasking you with completing simple objectives while fighting off waves of Cabal. On Nessus, you'll need to take down 3 Cabal Majors and Ultras who will drop you keys, before then being tasked with destroying 3 generators with cells that will be dropped by other specific Cabal Mages and Ultras. Once you've done all that, the boss will spawn, and that's pretty much Battlegrounds on Nessus. On Europa, it's more of the same, but a little bit faster. Rather than having to do the whole key step, you just jump right into the step where you need to destroy these generators using explosive cells that are dropped by specific Cabal. You do that, you move into the next area where you clear several waves of Cabal, and then ultimately you'll make your way to the same type of boss fight where you're fighting a ultra level Cabal before ultimately receiving your reward at the end. And the rewards at the end of the Battlegrounds activity are actually twofold. You'll get a normal chest that will always be available to you, but then 3 additional chests that can only be opened with the Hammer of Proving. This new ritual artifact will show up in your quest tab, and in order to use it, you need to slot it with Challenger Medallions. And this, of course, is going to cost you some of a brand new currency titled Cabal Gold, which you will receive for completing basically any playlist or repeatable activities in the game. You can go run Strikes, Crucible, Gambit, and get a fair amount of Cabal Gold per completion of each of those activities. You can also go and do heroic public events for a smaller amount as well. But once you've built up enough Cabal Gold, you can head into the Hammer of Proving submenu, and from there, equip a Challenger Medallion. And with the Challenger Medallion equipped, you will be able to open the chest at the end of the Battleground activity, which will grant you additional rewards including Season of the Chosen exclusive weapons and armor. Additionally, this is the only way to receive the new prismatic lens item, Hammer Charges, which are used as the prismatic recaster to focus your umbral engrams towards Season 13 weapons and armor. You're going to need a lot of these to get the gear that you want moving forward. And thus, the game loop is pretty simple to understand. Go out and complete playlist activities, build up Cabal Gold, use that gold to slot in Challenger Medallions into your Hammer of Proving, and then go play Battlegrounds. When you get to the end of that, you'll smash that chest open in a really awesome animation and receive Hammer Charges as well as gear. And then, once you've gotten some Hammer Charges, you can return to the new social space, the H.E.L.M in the tower, and approach the Prismatic Recaster, where of course you can then exchange your Hammer Charges, Legendary Shards, and Umbral Engrams for focused Umbral Engrams. Overall, the system is very similar to the Chalice of Opulence we got back in the Season of Opulence, and even the system that we got with Varix in Beyond Light's initial release. And just like those systems, the Hammer of Proving itself can have its abilities and enchantments upgraded over time. And you can do this by unlocking upgrades at the war table in the H.E.L.M itself. By leveling up the war table, you'll be able to further improve the abilities of the Hammer of Proving. Each rank at the war table is going to unlock 1 new Tier 1 enhancement in a predetermined order. However, of course, you will be able to choose to upgrade any previously unlocked enhancement to Tier 2 or Tier 3 with your rank up points once you achieve them. And there are some pretty powerful enchantments that are going to be tied overall to the Hammer of Proving. But that might lead you to the question, okay, well, so we're going to be upgrading the Hammer of Proving by upgrading our reputation with the war table at the H.E.L.M. How do we do that? Is it through the bounty system? Because of course the war table does offer daily and repeatable bounties there. And you've also got a selection of brand new mods that are going to be available there. I'm assuming those are going to swap out on a week by week basis every week at reset. But the way you upgrade the war table is actually going to be tied to the new seasonal challenge system. If you open up your quest tab, there's a new box up at the top that says seasonal challenges. And here every week you're going to have a list of new challenges that are tailored to the activities that are available that week. As you can see in this week, there's stuff like getting guardian kills and mayhem and whatnot. This was introduced as kind of a replacement for the weekly bounty system, as both a way to level up your character via EXP, but also a way to kind of give you something to do in Destiny 2 every single week. And it's going to be the main way you rank up your war table. If you look at the first 3 challenges, these 3 of the 10 weekly challenges are going to award you war table reputation upon completion. Each completed challenge is going to provide you 1 full rank, so it's going to be possible to unlock all 30 enhancements in a total of 7 weeks, meaning you're going to have to wait to get until the end of this season, really, to be able to fully max out the Hammer of Proving and fully level up your war table. Bungie kind of thought this one through in kind of a sneaky way. They got past the whole challenge of introducing a new system and then having the super dedicated people grind it all out in the scope of a week by tying the reputation to a list of challenges that they control on a weekly basis. Meaning, unlike Varix and his sabotage system, which if you were really dedicated, you could grind out all of the upgrades for within the scope of a week. That's actually how I did it. You're not really going to be able to do that with the Hammer of Proving and the war table, since the method for upgrading the war table itself is going to be tied to these weekly challenges, and presumably there's probably only going to be 3 available per week, so you're going to be able to get a maximum, very likely, just like this week, of 3 levels per week of the war table if you're, keeping up to date with all of your seasonal challenges. So again, it was kind of a sneaky way for Bungie to figure out a way to stop people from grinding out all of the content and all of the upgrades within the scope of a week or 2. Thankfully, though, these seasonal challenges are pretty quick and easy to get done. You can get most of them done within a couple of hours if you're really pushing yourself forward. So it won't be too difficult to upgrade the war table and the Hammer of Proving in the future. But that's the upgrade system for the Hammer of Proving. The only thing left to cover is what upgrades you can actually purchase for this thing. There are a lot of them. And for the most part, you have to upgrade them in a predetermined order, at least for the first week. After that, like I said before, you'll be able to start purchasing some of the other tier upgrades, presumably at your leisure. So I just want to take a little bit of time to point out some of what I think are probably going to be the most important upgrades to purchase for the Hammer of Proving. A lot of these upgrades are going to add beneficial effects like allowing you to get an extra Umbral Engram at the end of an activity, or getting extra Season of the Chosen gear whenever you use the hammer to bust a chest at the end of Battlegrounds. In particular, some of the enhancements you're really going to want to focus on are stuff like the Cabal Gold tiers, which at first is going to increase the amount of Cabal Gold you can hold from 42 to 56, Tier 2 is going to increase that amount from 56 to 70, and Tier 3 will bump it up from 70 to 84. This is going to be really important moving forward, since Cabal Gold, of course, is the currency that's going to allow you to actually open up those chests at the end of Battlegrounds. You're going to want to be able to hold as much of it as possible. And of course, going hand in hand with that is the Hammer Charge perk, which is going to overall increase the amount of hammer charges you can store from 3 to 5, Tier 2 will increase it from 5 to 7, and Tier 3 will increase it from 7 to 10. And of course, hammer charges are what you use to actually focus your Umbral Engrams. These 2 upgrade trees in particular, I think, are probably going to be some of the most important to unlock on the Hammer of Proving, since it's basically going to allow you to store up more Cabal Gold over the long run, open up more chests for more rewards, and also give you more hammer charges so that you can actually focus more Umbral Engrams. So if it's possible, those are probably the 2 perks I would look to max out as quickly as possible. But anyways, there we go, Guardians. That is a quick guide on how to use the Hammer of Proving, how to upgrade it via the war table and seasonal challenges, and how to use it to get additional rewards at the end of the Battlegrounds activity. Hopefully this helped to clear up any confusion about the Hammer of Proving and its upgrade system. If you've got any other tips, be sure to share them with your fellow Guardians down in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed the video, feel free to drop a like, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell to stay up to date with all the latest stuff we're putting out. We've got a lot more content to cover with Beyond Lights Season 13, so make sure you're staying tuned. But that's it for this one. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, I am the Black Link. You Guardians, stay frosty.